The Obama administration now has enough votes to block a Senate resolution opposing the Iran nuclear deal. Democratic Senators Gary Peters, Richard Blumenthal, and Ron Wyden released statements in support of the nuclear agreement today. There are now at least 41 senators who support the president, enabling what is dubbed a filibuster or a legislative tactic that would prevent a vote opposing the nuclear deal. Joining us on the phone is CBS Radio News Congressional Correspondent Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, break this down for us. How significant is the fact that the president now has 41 votes?
It's a major victory for the White House and President Obama. What we now know is that Congress will not be able to stop the Iran deal, and it's likely at this point that opponents won't even be able to put on the president's desk a resolution that would aim to kill it. 41 Senate Democrats now stand together in favor of the deal, and that would deprive opponents of the 60-vote threshold that Harry Reid says he would set as the minority leader in order for there to be a final vote or a vote on final passage for this Iran deal disapproval resolution, as it's called. Suffice it to say, the 41 Senate Democrats who are standing together are standing with President Obama and stopping opponents cold in their tracks.
Stephen, Senator Peters released a statement. He says, despite my serious reservations, I will reluctantly vote against a motion of disapproval because I believe that doing so will protect the credibility of the United States to hold Iran accountable. That's what he says in part. Are you hearing from your sources that there was a lot of arm twisting by the Obama administration with some of these senators, or did they come to this decision pretty much on their own?
Well, Vlad, it wasn't just arm twisting on the part of the administration. It was arm twisting in some cases on the part of other nations, the British and the French, the Russians and the Chinese. Some Senate Democrats have met over the last several weeks with ambassadors from those countries, which said that if the United States were to try to reject this deal, the U.S. would stand alone, and the international partners that brought the sanctions regime to bear before would not be with the U.S. to bring the sanctions back. And that weighed very heavily on many Senate Democrats. Harry Reid, their leader, said in a speech this morning here in Washington that undoing the deal would release a whole manner of bad outcomes. And so he said that the Senate, of which he is the Democratic leader, will stand to see to it that those bad outcomes don't come to pass.
Yeah, it is interesting that Senator Peters points to the credibility of the United States. Stephen Portnoy, thank you very, very much.